You stumped us. We're like, okay, what university did he go to? What? Finlay Knox? Nope. You wanted to go to McGill, but you just said, nah, I'm going to train for the Olympics instead. Is that what happened? And you went to the second best school in Canada, right?
Yeah.
It's now called U Sports. U Sports is the Canadian NCAA sports system. You swam in Canada at university. And when I swam in university in Canada, I swam with Olympic bronze medalist Marianne Limpert, Joanne Millar, Chris Renaud set the world record in the 50 backstroke at our nationals. Curtis Maiden, two-time Olympic medalist, was swimming in university. You know, UBC was a powerhouse where Brent went to be quite honest. Canadian university swimming did have these stars. Why isn't it not more of a attractive spot for Americans to go? A lot of Americans went there for a fifth year eligibility. You get 5 years, it's cheaper, it's cold as hell, yes, but we have coaches, we have the facilities. Why isn't U Sports more of a landing spot as opposed to the NCAAs? What do you think?
There's just way more hype in the NC2A. It's just more exciting. Like the meets there's just way more hype around it. Like, again, we talk about getting eyes on swimming. I think people that aren't necessarily interested in swimming but are interested in NC2A sports also follow that as well. Like, I mean, college sports in the States is huge. It's just a whole atmosphere that's just way more attractive than what we're able to get in Canada. Like It's just the reality of it. I don't think it's not a question of the quality of the training. You can get very great training in Canada, and I think we've proven that. I think that's one reason why at the time I stayed in Canada, even though I was being recruited by universities down in the States, because at the time we had at UBC we had Mike Mintenko, Brian Johns, Mark Johnson. And the head coach was Tom Johnson, who had been coaching at many Olympics. So I was like, that's where I want to go, because I wanted to not necessarily have a good college career. I wanted to have a good international career. So that was my choice at the time. Plus, it was also close to home. So of course, it allowed me to do that as well.
Are the two not linked? That you have to have a strong university system to produce, besides strong age group system, or not? I mean, the Canadians have topped the world for the women, but none of those women compete in university swimming that we know of, right? But they've blown up. Is it not the two linked? I always thought NCAA system's reason the Americans are so good. But is it more than that?
Back in my day, when we did see Canadians go down to the NC2A system, they kind of got lost in the system down there, because they were also training for yards, really, really short sprints, and then they go and try and compete long course, and there was no they weren't able to transfer over. So swimmers were going down, they're doing well in NC2As, and they come in to Olympic trials, and they just wouldn't really do anything. But now, we are seeing Canadian swimmers actually being very successful in NC2A and coming up and doing really well. I mean, we just saw Josh Leendo post like that amazing time, and that was a 100 fly the other day. So it's been really exciting to see how being down in the NC2A system and training with really pure sprinters as well has also helped. I guess that's another thing too, though, about the NC2A is that they also have more depth. Whereas in Canada, you can be kind of a big fish in a small pond, there's a bit of a fall off from the top swimmers, and there's kind of there's a bit of a gap. Down in the States, there's everybody's just kind of up closer together. So it kind of pushes the swimmers a little bit more.
Canada arguably has the second best university swimming system in the world. Frankly, because I don't know of another one to be that so strong, but Canada's right there. But Canada is not arguably the second best swimming nation. The great Canadian swimmers, not many have competed in the U Sports of Canada. Do you think that the U Sports needs to be improved to continue Canada's rise in swimming? Or do you think it's a mixture of what Australia is doing in Canada with the national training centers? NCAA is a mix. What's your opinion on the value of a good homegrown collegiate racing system?
I guess the first thing is you just kind of have to look at population. The U.S. has they're a lot. They have more depth in swimming simply because of their numbers. I think I've heard something where there's more swimmers in California than there are in Canada. There are more competitive swimmers in California than Canada. So if you just look at it like that, obviously we're already on the back foot. And then the other thing, you got US, which is yards. They got their SATs and ACTs, and it's all kind of integrated. And a lot of times it's, if you're a fast, high schooler, you get the opportunity to swim with universities, and that's the whole process. Whereas in Canada, it's more, you're at club, or a lot of people in the US, they train for their high schools. Whereas in Canada, I think there's only 1 or 2 provinces that do like good high school swimming, and all of it's club swimming. So we're always in a position where it's, obviously you're attracted to what's the best. And if you're able to perform at the best, you want to go there. Hence why, Josh went to the NCAA's, Maggie's down there. I think it all boils down to numbers. It's, if you look at even our trials, we got, top 3 are usually, maybe for girls, it's a little bit more deep. For guys, it's usually 1 to 3 swimmers are quite fast in an event. And then it opens up. You look at the US, the time that would have came second at Canadian trials wouldn't have made the US final. And that, again, that just kind of comes down to numbers. But I think Canada's doing the best they can with the collegiate system. And I think if it wants to improve, it's trying to keep the good Canadian swimmers to stay in Canada, which it's going to be a tough sell. But again, it's just being patient with that and trying to work out different ways. Now, if the US did short course meters instead of yards, and they're able to kind of integrate the both, I think that would be, if they were to able to open up NC2As into Canada, and it was all even across the board, I feel like that would be beneficial for both sides. But you can't make the rules, and this is just the situation we're in right now.
Hey everybody, thanks for hanging out with us. If you're enjoying Social Kick, tell your friends about it, and be sure to tell us what you liked by leaving a comment, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on Instagram. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Social Kick, and you can find all of our content on our website at thesocialkick.com.